Let's try that again. This time, we're brewing a Munich Helles using, well, Czech lager yeast. Part of homebrewing sometimes involves calling an audible and making do with what you have available. This is one such time for us at Brew the Looking Glass. My local homebrew store doesn't carry the particular yeast strain I had in mind for this brew, so I went with something close enough-ish with what I had in the fridge at home. I'm looking for a clean malty finish, and L28 Urquell from Imperial Yeast should give me just that. We're also using a modified lager fermentation profile to speed things along. By the way, I've got a surprise planned for the yeast used in this batch. For this batch, I wanted the brew day to be as simple as possible, so I started with tap water, treated with a Camden tablet, and added some lactic acid for pH adjustment to reach the target water profile. The grain bill is 90% Pilsner malt, 7% Munich malt, 3% Melanoidin. After thoroughly stirring the grain into the strike water, the mash was held at 65 degrees Celsius for 60 minutes. A mash out was performed at 75 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. The malt pipe was raised, and the grain bed was sparged with water to rinse the residual sugars back into the wort. While we're waiting for the sparge to finish, why don't you go ahead and cheers that like button. Next, the wort was heated to a boil. The wort was boiled for 60 minutes. 9 grams of Magnum was added at the beginning of the boil to provide 18 IBUs. Yeast nutrient and hot side findings were added with 10 minutes remaining in the boil. After the boil, the wort was cooled to 13 degrees Celsius with an immersion chiller and transferred to a fermenter. We implemented a modified Narcisse fermentation profile for this batch. What is a modified Narcisse fermentation profile? Check out this article on the blog. We started with a gravity of 1052. After performing a forced fermentation test, the target final gravity is 1010. Using this information, we calculated when we should raise the fermentation temperature. We held the fermentation at 13 degrees Celsius until the beer was 50% attenuated. The temperature was raised to 14 degrees Celsius until the beer was 75% attenuated, 17 degrees until the beer was 90% attenuated. Finally, the temperature was raised to 19 degrees Celsius until fermentation was complete. Once the gravity was steady, the beer was transferred to a keg, fined with silofine from Cellar Science, and carbonated to 2.5 volumes of CO2. Just wait to see what I do with the yeast cake next. Appearance: pale gold with creamy white head, clear. A grainy malt aroma. Smooth, medium body. Grainy malt flavor with a soft, refreshing finish. Low bitterness with low floral hop flavor. This is a tasty lager with a clean, refreshing finish. What's your favorite season to drink Munich Helles? To see our other Munich Helles video, click this top video here, and for another video, click this bottom video. Until next time, cheers!